Here comes another tree decision video. I don't know, a lot of you may remember from a couple of years ago, I got into a Chinese elm that was split badly. But if we had taken off this entire limb, it would have disfigured the tree to a point where they might as well remove it. So what I suggested was to put in some through threaded rods along with some great big washers and big nuts and pull them all back together to the best of my ability. I was not able to compress these cracks, but I got them to a point where they didn't get any worse. And then at that point, then I took off a lot of weight. So here I am 2 years later, and the tree has responded with a lot of growth from last year's rains. So I feel that we have to take off even more weight. I'm a little bit concerned about overdoing this tree and leaving it looking pretty shabby. So this one lower limb that was exerting a lot of pressure didn't have a lot of foliage on the end of it, but there was a lot of wood weight. So I made the decision to remove that entire limb all the way back close to where the split was. It was a big job. Here's the other side of the split. I got up on the ladder and I'm looking at it. You can see that the split is actually closing up. Now, it's important to recognize that trees don't heal, but they can absorb a wound, and in many cases, the new cambium tissue can come back together and strengthen this weakness, at least to a point of where we can possibly keep this tree. But it'll continually need to be pruned to keep it safe. Now, this is interesting. On a Chinese elm, at this time of the year, the squirrels are going nuts, and they're snipping off the tips of the branches everywhere. This is what the tree looked like before I started. This is before I made any cuts whatsoever. So this is the before picture. I wanted to show you this so you can get an idea of just how wide it was. I got up in the bucket, and somebody in the past did a pretty reckless amount of pruning. They cut everything back down to these old stub cuts, and there was a lot of drying out, and upper canopy sun scald was a big problem. Now, in the long run, that can lead to the decline of the tree. You know, where I'm working today, this is in the Los Altos area, and it's really refreshing to see the amount of tree canopy that this part of the Santa Clara Valley has. There are literally trees everywhere you look. And even off in the distance, you can see a lot of trees, but it was kind of fun. I always like going way up high. That's Moffett Field, way off in the distance, way out by the bay. You get a different perspective when you're way up high and you get to really look around. A lot of autumn color, a lot of trees are changing color. It's really beautiful, liquid ambers and birches, and there's just so much color. This is what the tree looked like after I finished it. You can see that it still looks presentable. It looks balanced, but I took so much weight off. I wish I had taken a shot of all the brush on the ground. Here's a view from the other perspective. You can see what the tree now looks like. People are quite happy with it. Okay, before and after. Thanks for watching.